What is up, members of my collector corps? It is I, Super Mario Zilla, or you could call me Vinny, and today we will be taking a look at the S.H.Figuarts, Izuku Midoriya from the anime My Hero Academia. Revealed out of nowhere, pretty much, My Hero Academia is an anime and manga series that's been around since 2018. You're a little late to the game, Bandai, especially after Kyoto released their various amounts of My Hero figures for the amazing Yamaguchi line, and still are today. Well, to be fair, the figure we're looking at, Midoriya, is his most recent look, so it's not the first design. Regardless, fans were still excited to see Figuarts' take on Midoriya, being the first to release in this new line, and Bakugo and Todoroki will soon follow. The figure is a standard S.H.Figuarts release and would clock in at an MSRP of $68. Little higher than normal. When the figure was released, fans commented on how good the figure was. Like, the figure is a banger here, spoiler alert, but I really do love this release. And this figure is selling out fast. Sold out on most Japanese retailers and North American retailers. Who knows how long they'll stay available for. Because this figure is selling like hotcakes. So will this figure be worth hunting down? Is it a good release? Too little too late? Or is it a cash grab? Let's not waste any more time and see if this figure is worthy of a spot on your My Hero Academia shelf. As I've said, the figure is meant to represent his most recent look with the yellow scarf, and it looks great. My only gripe really is no shading at all, but for a design like this, I think that's a nitpick. Maybe a nice wash on the scarf could have worked well for the figure to better match the worn and torn look, but otherwise it looks fine. Midoriya sports his iconic green turquoise-ish coloration, and it looks spot on. The hair is green and sports black shading to match how it looked in the anime. The scarf has a worn look to it, as it should, and the green has orange stripes to contrast, and it looks awesome. Also, a nice detail is that behind the scarf is Izuku's mask. Nice touch and nice to see it not lost. The finish is a satin finish and it looks nice. The black boots on his legs are more of a matte finish and it looks great and contrasts well from this costume's satin finish. The arms are red and segmented. The belt is red and has all the pouches it sports. The white on the figure is a very bright white and makes him pop on the shelf. The paint job for the most part is clean. I don't see any slop really. As I've said before, I think a shading job would have been awesome to see here, but it's not a big deal as stated earlier. And I haven't commented much on the sculpt work. I think it looks really good. The scarf looks awesome. Midoriya's face is captured beautifully and resembles how he looks in the anime. No problem with that at all. And the colors overall just help him pop on the shelf thanks to the design, so it all works out here, so credit where credit is due. Overall, I think Midoriya looks fantastic. I can't name anything wrong with him in all honesty. He looks solid and Bandai did a great job here with the figure. Midoriya's articulation is top of the top. It's super fun to pose around. His articulation is pretty darn good. So, let's go over it. Head is on a double ball peg. And his neck, I believe, is also on a double ball peg, so he can look this high up, can look this far down, and can look side to side and lean. This part of the scarf is on a ball hinge. Well, swivel hinge. So it could go in all sorts of directions. Not bad. Although I do wish it was made out of cloth. Shoulders are on ball joints. We have butterfly joint movement. Rotate. Shoulders can go up just this much over 90 degrees. Biceps can swivel. Double hinged elbows can go just about all the way. Although I do think the gauntlets, whatever they are, do block some range of movement, so do be mindful of that. Hands are on a ball hinge. Torso is on a ball joint right here and here. So he can crunch forward really far. It's pretty good. And backward can go pretty far back too. And of course we have lean, and he can rotate. These little packets, bags, whatever you want to call them, are on a swivel. So you can adjust them.
Legs can kick this far forward, can kick this far back, and splits, he can do the splits. Thighs want to swivel. Double hinge knees can go pretty much all the way. And ankles on a ball hinge, so he can kick this far back, this far forward, which is really good. And ankle rocker is not bad. And toes are on a hinge. It's blocky, but still on a hinge, so it works. This piece right here around the ankle is loose, so it is meant to cover the joint. Just be mindful of that. It does not hinder any of the articulation. None of the articulation is hindered, as far as I know. As far as I can tell. So articulation on Midoriya, really good stuff. It is a lot of fun to pose around, surprisingly. Like, I was worried about how much articulation was going to be hindered because of the design, but that's not really the case at all. It actually is really fun to pose around. So chances are, if you're looking forward to articulation, then by all means, have a blast, because Midoriya, thumbs up.
Midoriya comes with a good amount of accessories, but not really a lot of effect parts. There is an effect part set coming in the next couple of months, but still, if you could have included those sooner, why couldn't you? I wouldn't have minded paying a few dollars more for it. Oh well, let's see what he's got. For the head, he comes with 3 front hair pieces. One of them is the default with the hair down, one of them is with the hair raised up for dynamic posing, and the last one is the same thing, but with green energy effects for the eyes. I'll show you what all the faces look like with these 3 pieces. First is the neutral stern face, a happy excited face, an angry teeth gritted face, and finally a screaming yelling face. For hands, he has 2 fist hands, 2 calm relaxed hands, 2 splayed out open hands, and finally is this fist hand with 4 streaks of energy emanating from it, to make it look like Izuku is ready to deliver a devastating punch. I gotta say, even though it's not a lot, I love the accessories we got regardless. I know the effects set coming out will give us more display options, but for now, I'd say it's an alright package, just nothing too exciting. Here's a size comparison with other figures you may or may not own. Izuku is a standard size Figuarts. You will not be able to mix and match with other franchises. Midoriya is way too tall, so he's only going to scale with his own line. Unfortunate, but I can't say I didn't see that coming. Overall, I'd say this figure is a win. It has a lot going for it in the looks and especially the articulation. My hero has a lot of potential in the Figuarts line, so I really hope we get more figures after the first 3. But after this figure sold out, I'd say we will. If you love the series, then you may want to pick this figure up sooner rather than later. I recommend him, only if you don't mind that price. If the price is too much, then you're better off getting it for sale if it goes on sale. But if you can't wait, then don't wait. Otherwise, this figure will be lost and gone forever, with only a slight chance of a reissue. Slight. This figure is great, I personally love it a lot, and I highly recommend it. Just be aware of that price since $68 can be kinda steep for Figuarts. Other than that, this is a really good release with some minor issues. But hey, those issues are nitpicks, so not a big deal. I'm very much looking forward to Bakugo and Todoroki. I'll give Izuku a 9 out of 10. A good figure showing us all the potential this line has to offer. Fingers crossed, it only goes up from here.